The Gravity Star. This ordnance is best known for trapping your enemies and spitting them back out. It can be used in a variety of situations, from trapping troublesome pilots or curving shots. What most players don't realize though is that you can use its explosion to gain a fairly substantial boost. Surprisingly useful for traversing maps at high speeds and limiting your exposure in open areas. Even fewer realize that you can use it as a sort of super jump that can help with tight situations. All that is required is the proper setup and the right timing. This is rocket jumping with gravitational anomalies. Let's get started. By abusing the Gravity Star's explosion effect on the controlling player, we can gain momentum. Standing in the Gravity Star's radius when it detonates will blow you away. Something you will find though is that if you are too close to the center, you will just stay in place eating the damage, and if you are too far away, you won't gain any speed. Because the explosion effect is omnidirectional, we can use it to jump. So what's the secret of doing this? Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really that simple, it just takes a bit of practice to get used to. One interesting thing to note is that the momentum of the explosion is straight up added to the momentum you had going in. This means you can gain higher speeds by sliding or wall running into it. There are a few guys practicing using stim with it to run flags, and it's insane. You will mainly be using Grav boosting as a replacement for stim. It gets you from point A to point B a lot faster than just wall running. A word of warning though, you do take self-inflicted damage from the Gravity Star when you do this, so pairing this with the fast regen pilot kit is worth it if you plan on using it to get into the thick of things. The second part of this is Grav jumping. Same concepts, count to 5, but this time jump at the last second. A single jump will give you more momentum, but double jumping is easier to time. Grav jumping opens up opportunities that simply weren't there before. You can do some pretty ridiculous things, and once more it makes you unpredictable. And in a game like Titanfall, unpredictability pays dividends. Now that you have access to a gimped version of stim, why not pair it with other pilot tacticals? Take Cloak for instance. When Grav boosting with Cloak, barring the brief period you turn invisible from self-damage, you pretty much vanish. You can cover distances you have no business covering with Cloak. And if you pair it with a low-profile pilot kit, you turn into a battery-stealing ninja. Arguably, the most interesting combination is actually phase shift in the Gravity Star. As it turns out, the time during phase shift is barely less than the explosion timer of the Gravity Star. This means you can exit phase shift and immediately gain a huge amount of speed, or in this case, height. Alright, well, that's all she wrote. Grav boosting and jumping have huge potential. New routes and new combinations are waiting to be discovered. Confuse your enemies, and fight with style. But most importantly, have fun with it. This has been Rage Element. The song was Vertigo by Everyone. And now for something completely different.